tirelessly to ensure that the dignity of the recipients of social support from the state were respected and honored. When he championed an expanded social protection program, he understood that this intervention was not an end in itself. To him, it was one whose importance lay in bringing hope to the destitute of our people. He understood that even though the road to total emancipation of our people was long, they needed to have faith that their own government would not forsake them. Consistently humble, yet straightforwardly fearless to defend the rights of the elderly and children. He understood the plight of the poor and could easily relate to its nature and form. Dr. Skweyiya understood that the arrogance of leadership serves no purpose in the advancement of people's hope and aspiration, but a source of social distance and an evil seed for trust deficit. To best honor the legacy of this gentle giant of our struggle for freedom, we must agree that arrogance of leadership must give way to humility. The loss of our stalwart is as painful as the loss of one's piece of the body, and we are poorer without his presence, we are poorer without his wisdom. He leaves a very rich legacy of intellectual rigor, of social activism. He's truly a man of honor. For our part, we must acknowledge where we veered off the road and did not do things the right way. Dr. Skweyiya detested cliques and factions and was known always to stand above all such formations within the ranks. He expressed uneasiness with the development in the South African government. So concerned was he that he lent his support to the community of stalwarts and veterans of the ANC and was a signatory to their document entitled "For the Sake of Our Future." At the sunset of his life, with such a stand, he lamented that we need leaders of this beloved movement to tone down their hostility. He despised the purging of comrades by dominant factions within the movement, and he bemoaned gatekeeping, disunity, and corruption. Together with other veterans, a door was shut for him to openly engage on issues of concern at the time. As a leadership, our preoccupation with our own sense of insecurity rendered him and other veterans invisible. Still, he placed his hopes in the general membership of this organization. He kept the faith that in the branches, brave and courageous men and women will be awakened to renew and unite this organization of ours and our country. As we mourn his passing, we wish to assure his spirit and the entirety of the veterans of the ANC that we regret some of the omissions we have committed ourselves in the service of our people. Want to assure his spirit that the organization he so loved and dedicated his entire adult life to is on an irreversible path of renewal as the true and honest servant of our people. As our journey to the healing of wounds take us to other departed stalwarts of our movement, like Oliver Tambo, Walter Sisulu, Chris Hani, Winnie Madikizela Mandela, Govan Mbeki, Alfred Nzo, we surrender to their grace and care, the hand of their comrade in arms, Dr. Zola Skweyiya. We trust they will give him the comradely embrace he might have missed from us as his comrades. We hope they will find a way of telling him that we heard his cry, we felt the pain of a distinguished veteran who dedicated his life to this organization, the African National Congress. We finally felt the pain of a towering patriot whose disappointed stare spoke volumes about how, as leaders, had forsaken our sincerity, how we have forgotten our mission, and in the process had gone astray. We heard and saw his frustration about a leadership that had become blind to the suffering of the people and became deaf to the cries of our society. Until the end of time, he maintained his faith in the unity of the working class and its ability to organize itself to reclaim its movement to advance a pro-poor program of fundamental social change. Yet in his tone and gesture, we still found a measured human being embodying revolutionary discipline, humility and respect for those he disagreed with. Even late in his life, he remained stern in appearance and tone, but caring and compassionate in attitude. He might have been disappointed, but he was not bitter and paralyzed. Perhaps losing hope at times, but certainly never despairing. In honor of his memory, the veterans and stalwarts of the ANC should never again feel they are treated with disdain and respect and disrespect. We'll jealously guard our cohesion as a democratic state and at all times the unity of our movement. We will protect the gains we have made in protecting the interests, in promoting the interests of the poor. We will continue to improve the quality of service delivery to our people. We have no doubt that Dr. Skweyiya's departure in this world, he was satisfied of the progress that we have made as government in the provision of the many services that our people need. In the provision of houses, in the provision of water, sanitation, electricity, we have made progress, but we are not there yet. We will not cease to work to place the people first in the workings of our government. We will always care for the destitute and ensure that no one is left behind and no child goes to bed hungry. We shall continue to pursue the vision of attaining a united, non-racial, non-sexist, just and a prosperous society. This is what the African National Congress stands for. On the passing on of Dr. Skweyiya must rise a unique moment, the kind that Amilcar Cabral termed the constructive emulation. As he explained, Cabral meant competition, but for the well-being, not for the stomach, for us to serve our party and our people. Our country needs new cadres within this constructive emulation who will work to undo one another in the service of our people. We need to undo one another in compassion, in love, and support for one another, just as Dr. Skweyiya and various others selflessly did for all of us, paying a huge sacrifice on our behalf. In his memory, our young people must always live in hope that in this giant, they have inherited a country that is filled with many possibilities. Their access to free education opens doors for all to pursue their dreams in the fields of their choices. In his name and in the name of our hard-earned democracy, we must condemn the continuing violence against women and children and the ill-treatment of our older persons. As a champion of social development, this is the vision that this icon of our struggle and the servant of our people held so dear in his heart. To the Skweyiya family, please receive again our heartfelt condolences. May the good Lord save you from unending sorrow and keep you in the palm of his hand. May you gain strength even in this difficult hour of pain. I want to thank the family for sharing this gentle giant with all of us and for allowing him to serve humanity in the best way that he could. To Oliver Tambo, as you hold Dr. Skweyiya's hand tightly, may you whisper to his caring ear the Irish blessing. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, the rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. We salute you, gentle giant of our struggle for freedom. May your revolutionary soul rest in peace. Thank you very much.
Ngizolilwela
Izwela
Ngizolilwela
Izwela
Ngizolilwela bo Yo Izwela Izwela me Izwela me